Hi, I'm back with another important topic. And today I'd like to discuss something that is constantly overshadowed by technology. Can corporate America transform US culture? You see, I'm surrounded here by my board of directors. I've changed my background here. Uh, for this topic, this might be the most important undiscussed topic in the US, perhaps even in the world. As a society, we celebrate new technology, acquiring college degrees, getting that dream job, taking the dream vacation, and many other superficial accolades. However, how often do people seriously think about the state of humanity? The problems that plagued mankind 2,000 years ago still exist in full force during the 21st century. If someone does overcome the problems that's faced by society by focusing on self mastery, there's no celebration from the masses. In fact, that person may even be called a narcissist, self centered, self absorbed, or some other name that is meant to demean them. Why does this happen? In the US, people as a whole do not care about self mastery. Some of you may say, Ted, how can you say that? When we lift the hood of US culture, we see something that may surprise many. Listen to this. In the most recent news, there was an article written about how people no longer know how to behave in the workplace. Corporations are even hiring etiquette firms to teach employees how to be civil with one another at work. I'll drop the link for the article below. The assumption is the pandemic allowed people to work from home. While at home, people reverted to their natural mindsets, which are really inappropriate for the workplace. That means they did not focus on self mastery. The pandemic really has allowed for a great social experiment in many ways. It's shown us that when you leave people to their own, they resort to the only thing they know. This has been a huge challenge for mankind for thousands of years. Can people unlearn that way of thinking? Can society learn and develop a completely new mindset? Is work the best place to learn those skills? Okay, so think about this. In the US, I'd say about 80% of our working lives are dedicated to work. The other 20% is focused on recreation and personal lives. And for some reason, we attempt to derive 80% of our satisfaction in life from the 20%, our personal. Imagine that. Unfortunately, there are many studies that show people are disengaged at work or even resent their job. If that's the state of employees, how can you ever get any satisfaction or fulfillment from work? Furthermore, how does that impact the overall culture of the United States? If you think about it, perhaps 100% of our lives are affected or influenced by corporate America. The cars we drive, the clothes we wear, our homes and its appliances, the food we eat, the advertisements, and the movies we watch are all created by corporate America. Almost every aspect of our lives is touched by corporate America. Yet many despise the capitalism people say corporate America represents. In some ways, you can say the American public has a love hate relationship with big business. An oversimplified way to say, I'll say an oversimplified way to say it is we love what it does for us and we hate what it does to us. On the other hand, corporate America could, I guess you asked the question, could corporate America exist without us? And when I say us, I mean we, the people of the United States. If, for example, you go to a small country in South America, it's called Suriname, will you find corporate American culture in the general population? I've been there a number of times. The answer is no. Nor do you find uh, the corporate American culture in the jungles of Belize where the Mayan Indians live. I've lived with it. What is it about people in uh, the U.S. that corporate America is a reflection of us? So what is it about us that makes corporate America corporate America? In fact, if people from Belize or Suriname come to the US, they eventually become like us. For them to survive, they need to conform to us. The dominant culture rules over the minority. Since we reflect corporate America, and corporate America reflects us, who's in a position to transform who we are? Let me say this before I go on. If you get any value from my videos, like and share them. Allow others to get value as well. It helps me when you share my videos. It gets me into YouTube's algorithms, and it makes my videos more popular. So I'll say it again. Since we reflect corporate America and corporate America reflects us, who's in a position to transform who we are? Why don't we start with the problem businesses face that come directly from the home life of its employees? Many of you have heard me talk about a statistic. Corporations are losing 300 billion, that's billion, not million, $300 billion every year from workplace productivity. And they're losing that productivity because of divorce. When people are dealing with divorce, their productivity decreases from 50 to 75%. That directly affects profitability of the enterprise in many ways. When one person is underperforming, someone else has to make up their work. And that can lead to burnout or quitting. When it comes to burnout, you'll have two underperforming employees. If they quit, well, you lose a good performer. Or you have a disgruntled employee who loses motivation to work. With over 50% of marriages ending in divorce, a large company could have thousands of people in one of three buckets. One is they're headed for divorce. Two, in the middle of the divorce. Three, they just came out of one. When you add bad relationships that never make it to marriage, you see this is a huge problem. All of these people have decreased productivity at work. Unproductive employees can cause an organization to become less profitable. When a company is less profitable, they lay people off. When people get laid off, it brings stress into marriages, which causes more divorce. As more people are laid off, businesses sell less products and services, which leads to more layoffs. So you can see that puts the US economy into a downward spiral. Now, I said this before, since 80% of our lives are dedicated to work, why not create a workplace that can transform the way people interact with one another? If we start with marriage, one of the major problems is the ability to manage conflict. In fact, they surveyed top executives in corporations, and those executives said conflict resolution was the number one skill most said they wish they were better at doing. When people develop conflict resolution skills, they naturally bring those skills home and create a better home life. A better home life makes people more productive at work. And at the same time, the workplace becomes more than a place to earn a paycheck. It becomes the source of a better quality of life. So, what are some other things that could benefit work and home life? In today's fast moving economy, resilience is a critical mindset to develop. In fact, consultants at McKinsey, these are cream de la creme, McKinsey consulting firm, said resilience is the number one skill enterprises need today to develop in order to deal with transformation and be more effectively navigate fast changes happening through technology or a rapidly changing global economy. So, as you can imagine, a resilient mindset would benefit married couples that go through the imminent tough times, except those skills cannot be learned at a surface level. There needs to be a transformation of mindset for employees in such a way people become more innovative also. Increased innovation will automatically increase levels of employee engagement, and that increases productivity. At the same time, since corporate America only exists because we, the people, as we transform our mindsets at work, which transforms behaviors, our marriages become better. That promotes healthier family life, which produces more emotionally stable children. It produces more emotionally stable children who begin to develop conflict resolution and resilience from their parents, and that transforms society. While this might sound oversimplified, it would be the next level of corporate social responsibility. Corporate America affects 100% of our lives. Why shouldn't it truly affect our lives and the relationships we have with all people? Am I talking utopia? No. I'm asserting that corporate American culture does not exist throughout the world. It's not in every single country. It exists where there is a certain mindset. Therefore, we're not stuck with it or limited to the mindset we currently have because it's not everywhere. Corporate America is a place where this new mindset can be developed and practiced. Work becomes a place to fully express our prowess. We can become innovative in a way that allows us to express a side of ourselves that is rarely seen by the people we know and love. At the same time, innovation, especially breakthrough innovation, comes with problems we may have never encountered in our lives. And that's when we need tools for managing problems, conflicts, breakdowns, chaos, etc. Those tools are critical to the success of navigating a breakthrough initiative. As it stands, most breakthrough initiatives fail inside of businesses. They fail because people are not as effective as they need to be when it comes to managing unforeseen problems that are much bigger than the current skills the team or the enterprise has. So, as a result, people would rather kill the initiative than navigate high levels of uncertainty. Except those breakthrough initiatives are made up of the stuff that exists in real life. So if you practice these skills and these breakthrough initiatives, you get to bring them home because that's real life, especially in marriage and children. In addition, in a world where technology is moving so fast, people do not have the mindset to keep up. A lot of people are being left behind. Like technology is just moving. And that's causing undue stress on individuals around the country. As it stands, training mindsets, like mindset training camp, is not part of formal education. Not even our mental health professionals have solved this dilemma. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about this. In fact, many of those mental health professionals are facing the same challenges as the general population. I already did a video about how they're failing and they're taking pharmaceutical drugs to cope with life themselves. So in 2007, I created something called the disruptive leadership model. It was designed to train leaders to intentionally create problems for the enterprise to solve. Steve Jobs was someone who was good at intentionally creating problems. He asked his people to put 1,000 songs on a device, miniature device. No one had ever done that. Therefore, there was absolutely no blueprint to make it happen. So when they did accomplish or solve that problem he created, it became the iPod, and it made the Walkman obsolete. Disruptive technology. Then, what is what did Jobs do? He asked them to turn the iPod into a smartphone. So if your CEO is not intentionally creating problems, they should be fired or retrained. Intentionally creating problems is a powerful path to intentional breakthroughs. Nevertheless, it requires a certain mindset, and that mindset requires training. When everyone in the organization is trained in it, they become more effective at working together in the face of uncertainty and solving new problems. And they become more resilient in the face of unforeseen breakdowns that come from the outside, like the economy, competition, or even a global pandemic. Once they develop the skills that come with that breakthrough mindset, they take them wherever they go, including their home life. Transforming home life is the path to transforming a nation. In the end, corporate America will have been the catalyst. Remember, at the beginning of this, I said people spend 80% of their lives dedicated to work and attempt to get 80% of life satisfaction from the other 20%. If corporate America becomes the catalyst for transforming US culture, people will develop a sense of pride about the workplace and experience a greater sense of fulfillment at work. That could give people a better chance of experiencing 80% of fulfillment in life at work instead of attempting to derive it from 20% of their lives. That would be a paradigm shift for the US, and it would serve as a great example for other nations. That would put the US in a leadership position for transforming the human paradigm. And there's only one human paradigm. And I've been to the jungles and cities, and I've been to even Greenland, and I see the same paradigm for human beings everywhere I've gone, regardless of color, language, or anything. So, transforming the human paradigm hasn't been done, it's never been done. Even though people believe technology has transformed human beings, technology transforms what we do. It does not transform who we are being. So, and you know what? The pandemic showed us that when left on our own, people will resort to inappropriate behavior without the proper training. Work is the best place to teach the people in masses, and it gives them a place to practice these new skills, competencies, and mindsets. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like and share my video. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Goodbye.